Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to have a slightly different style of video. In the background, you're going to have some Sugar Sean gameplay versus Song Yadong, but that is not going to be the main purpose of this. So I'm going to be addressing what the title of this video is, which is everything wrong with UFC Online Ranked, and in my opinion, how to fix it. If you do like some of these suggestions, or even have some of your own you want to add or critique these, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Tag your favourite content creators, whether it's Marshall Minds, Zayaf, Pry, JMMA, whoever it is, JG's or the woman pleaser. I'd like to get everyone's opinion on this. I did run this through Goat, who's obviously my favourite content creator and the best player in the game. I gave him a look at these suggestions. He thought they were pretty solid, so I'm going to bring these to you guys and, just hopefully, yeah, you listen to this and address some of these small things and they progress into slightly bigger issues. So the first issue is players cannot select specific weight classes. As a result of this, if you're backing out a lot, it causes a temporary timeout, and there's a very simple solution to this problem. Just allow you to pick weight classes like you could in prior UFCs. It is such a simple thing that would really, really help the players. And this is not just content creators, everyone in general who doesn't want to have to play, heavyweight, light heavyweight, or featherweight, lightweight. What if I want to have a featherweight fight and then I want to jump all the way to heavyweight? If I just want to mix up, because the matter of fact is you don't want to be in the same division over and over. It gets very, very stale, especially when you can be in the welterweight/middleweight division, which is probably the best one to play in, by the way. But you just constantly get middleweight, and then I'm backing out, and then I'm getting a timeout ban, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. So that very, very small, subtle change, which wouldn't impact like EA negatively, it would just help the game massively. And moving on to problem two is players are players are forced to watch the post-fight celebrations, and as a result of this, tend to quit. And this will tie into one of the later issues, but this again is not a drastic thing. But whenever you finish a fight, say you just had a razor close fight, you lose, you watch them celebrate. That's one thing, right? It's going to the judges, say it's a decision. You can wait for that, but when you get beat by someone that's knee elbow spamming, yeah, or doing something along those lines, nobody, I don't care who it is, wants to watch those celebrations. And you don't really want to quit either, because I know if I quit, they're going to lose points. So if I lose to someone that has genuinely just outclassed me, I still don't want to watch the celebrations 9 times out of 10. I'd rather just be able to skip over let them watch the celebrations, that's absolutely fine, but I'd rather skip over it, move on with myself, regather, and go on to the next fight. So I think it's a very subtle change, but I think it will allow for, less players getting less angry, being forced to watch certain things, getting hitted with the respect, or hey, no respect type thing. I think it could definitely help, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, like I said, these first two are just very subtle changes that I think can, really help with the online ranked system. But now moving on to 3. So the current point system allows for players to quit and lose a dedicated amount of points. This tactic is commonly used by players in the top 100 to limit the amount of points they lose. As a result of this, the winning fighter also gains fewer points. Now, if you need to pause to read over that, or just rewind and listen to what I said, this is an issue that I feel like heavily affects me, and I see other content creators complain about it sometimes, but not nowhere near as much as it should. Top 100 players constantly, if they know they're going to lose, say they're going to lose a decision in a 5-round fight, they'll back out just before, because they lose a set amount of points. And I don't know what that point total is, but it's less than if they'd followed through and that decision had actually gone through, or had they get knocked out, they quit straight away. So they only lose a set amount of points, so they only drop a certain amount of points on the leaderboard. And I don't know if it's a thing with the EU servers, but this happens to me so many times. I think I made a video on this in June, which is just going to pop up here now. You can see me searched on my channel. This is an issue that I'm constantly faced with. I can go on a 10-15 fight win streak and gain virtually no points, and then there's someone with the exact same record as me who's like 8 divisions ahead, and it just makes no sense, the point system. And then also, you can win like 9 fights in a row, go up a division, you can lose 1 fight, go down by 2. That's exaggeration, but you can go down all the way again, and it just absolutely makes no sense. So the point system in general doesn't make sense, but the fact that players can quit and just save the points they would have lost. So when a player rage quits, no matter the outcome, they should either lose the same amount of points as being finished in round 1, or if they rage quit consistently, lose extra points. For example, after 2 rage quits in a row, an extra 20 points will be taken off top. And as for the winning player, a rage quit should result in them obtaining the same amount of points as if they got a finish. So I think that's a very, very fair solution. If someone's going to rage quit and try to save those points, now it's not going to work because you're going to lose the same amount of points as if you were going to get finished. And not only that, if you consistently rage quit, those points get added on top and they start to stack and stack and stack until you lose more and more points. And for the winning fighter, who of course done nothing wrong, and the guy rage quit, gets the same amount of points as if he's finished them in round 1. So in my opinion, that's more than a fair enough solution. It just means that the winning fighter doesn't get punished for, again, something they didn't do wrong. And yeah, this issue affects me heavily as I get rocked with that massive head kick. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one, because I think this is something that, if you watch my streams, definitely affects me a lot. And I think the utilization of that could really help, especially like fighters that also come up against this problem, because it really puts me off playing ranked sometimes when I just keep getting loads and loads of rage quits, and I know I'm not getting any points for it, and I'm going on these long win streaks and not got anything to show for it. So problem number 4 for me would be fighter versatilities. Players will be hesitant to try new fighters despite the current incentive of gaining more points / losing fewer points when using lower ranked fighters. So in my opinion, the solution would be the implementation of featured fighters again, which we saw in the prior UFC. You get a set amount of points regardless if you win or lose. And another solution could be challenges related to the fighters. Now I know they have this as if they're fighting on main cards and stuff like that. You'll have the specific banners and stuff, but why not have that just all year round for specific fighters? If you have 1,000 fights, or if you have 100 finishes, if you have 50 submissions, if you have X and Y amount of knockouts, and why not have a leaderboard for specific fighters? So the best fighter with Izzy, say, I don't know, Prioxis has 300 wins with Israel Adesanya. You can go on the leaderboard and see who has the most wins with that specific fighter. Ed Parker with Conor McGregor, you can see who has the most wins for that specific fighter. I think little things like this will really, really evolve UFC 5 if it's really encouraging and forcing opponents to pick other fighters, because you're coming up against the same fighters over and over. Now, if you have a fighter you really, really like that isn't as high rated, maybe the use of, a specific banner you may get will really encourage you to play it. It may not attract the hardcores, like, the people that are in the ESFL or competing at a very, very high level, but for the more casual player that, is just in there to have fun and use that specific fighter, that might be a little boost to them. But one thing I do think that should definitely be implemented is the you should be able to see who has the most wins with that said fighter. So the example I gave with Pryor with Izzy, let's say Marshall with John Jones, Jay Geezer with, let's say, Conor McGregor, or Ed Parker with Conor McGregor. I think that would be very good. And another one, fighter settings. Now this is something that I believe will be either a hit or miss for a lot of people, but allow for specific fight settings prior to entering a fight. Examples would include mirror matching, so using the same fighter on/off, CAFs, so created fighters on/off, and hide gamer tag on/off. So let me quickly expand on this. So before you enter a fight online, you click like L3, like before you go to fight a friend, when you invite them and you go through the settings, those would be some of the potential setting options. So mirror matching, I think, would be very, very good, because if you turn that on, you don't have to worry about coming up against someone that's using said fighter. And I'm not sure how they'd actually implement this, but in the next problem that we go over, I'm going to add that in there again. But in terms of created fighters, I don't like coming up against the created fighters. I know a lot of people don't. Very, very easy solution would have the option created fighters on or off, simple as that. And then the other one was hide gamer tag. Now this doesn't really affect me, and it might not affect a lot of people, but the bigger content creators, let's look at Marshall, for example, Pryor, Goat, JMMA, all of these guys that are really leading the way, Crooks, they will get a lot, and I mean a lot, of people trying to, snipe them and just wait and, just try to find them, and as soon as they notice it's them, fight a completely different style of fight, try to be as cheesy, as toxic as possible. You hide your gamer tag, they're not going to know that. And hiding the gamer tag shouldn't, remove your name from the leaderboards. It should just make it so that your banner is, translucent. When you go into a fight, it randomizes it, for instance, and your name is just not shown. They have this on other games. I think they implemented it on Fortnite, so it's definitely something that could be done. Now, switching over to this graphic here, this is a proposed system for the new divisions that I think will really, really help push this game forward. And this was created by my guy Grapplurr, who does my thumbnails, so check this out. Check him out in the description below. So Division 0 to Division 10, I think there should be full stamina visibility, full HUD visibility, full GA visibility, which is grapple advantage, and 3-round fights unless you're the champion or challenging for the belt. Division 10 to 14, personal stamina visible for either fighter, so you can see your own stamina, full HUD visibility, full GA visibility, 3-round fights again, unless champion or challenger for the belt. Division 15 to 17, no stamina visible for either fighter, full HUD visibility, no GA visibility, 5-round fights only, regardless if you're the champ already or if you're challenging. Division 18 to Division 20, no stamina visible for either fighter, no HUD visibility, grapple HUD included, no GA visibility, 5-round fights only. So the thought process behind this being is that as you progress through the divisions, as you're working your way, climbing to get to the top, you will start to come into new territories, new divisions where you start to lose certain privileges you had in divisions prior. So, for instance, losing the ability to see your opponent's stamina, losing then the ability to see your own, then losing the GA, and then after the GA, losing the HUD so you can't see anything at all, and then losing the grapple HUD, so you really need to know what you're doing. It just means that when you get to the top of the top divisions, you will have to be at an extremely, extremely good level. Like, it will just challenge fighters, and it will just show you that as you progress, you will actually have to get better with the divisions. You can't just be in Division 20, I don't know, like knee elbow spamming your way through and relying on certain little things. Like if you're a very grapple heavy player, you know that there's people that abuse certain mechanics with the GA to see when people are moving and stuff like that. It really does eliminate that. So let me know what you guys' thoughts is on the division layout. Obviously things can be changed and that's fair enough, but this is just something that I thought would really be a good leeway into bettering yourself. So a Division 10 player moving on to Division 12 is going to be a step up, and then moving on from Division 12 to Division 16 is going to be a step up, and then 16 to Division 19, it's all a steady, slow progression. You could even filter into this, like say you're in Division 15 to 20, no more mirror matching, you can't see who your opponent's picking. There's other things you can toss and turn with and filter in, but overall these are just my general consensus and general thoughts on how these are the problems I encounter and how I believe the EA could approach fixing them. Obviously, in the next UFC 5, it might not even be this division layout anymore, but if it is, this is what I'd like to see. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments. Show this to your favorite content creator, show this to a friend that plays the game. The more opinions the better, and we'll just continue adding to this. And if you guys like this style of video, it's definitely something I'll be working on in the future. But next upload will be a Sugar Sean video, even though he's in the background now, but it'll be to talk about what happened at the latest UFC card. So just want to say a huge thank you to all the support, shout out to all the new subs, shout out to the OGs. I'll see you on the next upload. Thank you.